Alright, that's for part A. Now we look at part B. Part B wants us to determine the input voltage E. I should be writing E. Phasor is actually the RMS value with the angle shift. So I just substitute this in 229.81 at the angle of minus 30 degrees volt. So that's the input voltage in phasor form. Now for the impedance, all I want to do is I want to look at the whole circuit impedance T here, right, from this point onwards. So I will have the impedance due to the resistance, impedance due to the inductance, and impedance due to the capacitor. So what I can do is I can write straight in polar form. Resistance is 60 ohms. The inductor, we have a plus 90 degrees. So what I do is I just put in a J in front of it. 120 ohm. Now this is a capacitor, so I have a minus J 140 ohm. So that gives me 60 minus J20 ohms. That's the impedance in rectangular form. If I want to do it, I can just convert that to polar form. That gives me 63.246 at an angle of minus 18.435 degrees ohms. Right? And the power factor is just the phase difference between the voltage and the current. Now, phase difference between voltage and current is given by the angle here. So in this case, I can say cosine minus 18.435 degrees. That gives me a value of 0.949. Leading power factor. Why leading power factor? We'll see in a moment that the current is actually ahead of the voltage. Okay? And finally, for this part, we want to draw the impedance diagram. Now, impedance diagram we can draw from here. 60 is the real power, right? So 60 ohm. Then we have a negative, so negative goes down, right? So this is the negative. So we have this side is positive J, this side is negative J. So we have negative J20 here. So this is the impedance, the reactance part of it. Okay. So the final total impedance, actually this one, ZT is 63.246 ohm. Right. So this is the impedance diagram. So for part B, we want to determine the incoming voltage in phasor form. We want to determine the impedance, total impedance. We determine the power factor, and finally the impedance diagram.